Welcome to the MoChill Zone. Tonight we have another great show for you. First, Mott's and Chili sit down with their longtime friend Edwin Johnson and finish up their interview that began in episode 16. And before the break, Chili shares a touching song paying tribute to his buddy who passed away 15 years ago this week. After the break, Mott's and Chili finish up their Zoom interview with Venus Her. Then after Venus, Mott's and Chili share a song from the band Indecisive. As always, if you missed any of our previous episodes, please visit us on Instagram and Facebook for the online release dates of those episodes.
We're back after our technical difficulties. But anyways, like we were talking about your dancing, and so you transitioned from Okinawa. You were dancing, popping and locking like Michael Jackson. And,
yeah, I was trying. I never got into the breaking. I tried doing the breaking, doing the windmills, and I kept landing wrong, and I had a big old bruise on my hip from because I was trying to get that windmill when I was in the military. We were in the one of the dorm rooms, and I was just like trying to get that. I never got it, so I was like, I wasn't around the right people to do that. But my friend Junior, he was from L.A. He used to be in a dance group, and he could do all the windmills. He'd do these Arabian flips and stuff, and he was really good at that. I was like, how do you make it look so easy? He was a short, muscular guy.
That's the
Junior.
body.
That's his body. That's right.
Yeah, he's a pastor now over in Okinawa.
Wow.
Wow.
Shout out. Hey, man. Hey. Shout out. That's what's up.
Awesome.
Yeah. So so as you transition that, you danced. A lot of people don't know this. You used to international fair down there. You guys used to have for the state. Put on fair
For the county,
down there
for the county.
I'm sorry, for the county. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize. The county. And that was kind of cool. Got to perform, and a lot of used to have a down in what was it down in
At the county building.
Yeah, but I know
county.
I'm telling you exactly what at the corridor right there. It was at the corner of was it 5th or 4th and J 6th 2nd?
8th and I think it was 8th and I Street.
That's county building.
Yeah, the county
But right there,
administration.
the corner outside there. That's
Yeah.
it's right outside there.
in the plaza, like in the little
Yeah,
right before you walk into
with
it.
there was
Yeah.
fountains out there.
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
It was pretty
Yeah.
cool, man. It was real cool.
Yeah, that was our international fair. That was through the Forum for People of Color. And when I first started working with the county, my supervisor was the one putting those things on, and she kind of dragged me into it because I didn't know about it at first. And eventually, I really liked what she was doing because she would have these events like Juneteenth and Cinco de Mayo and stuff like that, and celebrate those events. And then she would raise money for different local charities out of
Nice.
that. So I really started getting more interested in that. And I said, why don't we just have one big event a year and just having a multicultural thing where we could have ethnic foods,
Yep.
diversity, different
All
dances from
cultures.
cultural dances and stuff. And so
Mhm.
then I started being part of the entertainment. So I loved doing the entertainment part, just getting people to come and be at the event. It was only a 2-hour event, but everybody loved it, especially
did.
like, they really like Rudy Rennan. He's a extreme martial artist. He would do all these
Yes.
all this tricking they called with the flip kicks and everything. And he was only 12 at the time when we first started.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now he's like doing his own music. He's danced with Justin Bieber, and he's out there doing
Doing
his
it.
thing still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out, Rudy. Had to get you on the show, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to you.
His
you know?
mom's, he's from Sacramento.
I know. I remember him.
I think he used to dance with Quest Crew. I think was one of the groups. I think it was one of those groups.
Mhm.
But some of those members are from Sacramento also. So.
What's up, man?
But we'd raise money for like Weave, Women's Empowerment,
Nice.
Independent Living Program,
Mhm.
say Meals on Wheels. There was there's a bunch of different agencies. I'm trying to remember. But that was the good part. We got to raise monies that we raised at the event and give back to the charities, the local
And
charities.
that's
and
important.
stuff.
That's very important.
Yeah, and that's where I met Mott's.
Nice.
Mott's got to perform. I said, hey, you saying, why don't you come into our event and do your thing? We're
Yeah.
looking for entertainment, and so.
Nice.
And I got my nephew to perform one time there. Jahari Sai, she was a guitarist at the time. She was just kind of starting out, but she's been a local presence also. Now she's kind of in a trio, and sometimes she's out and about in Sacramento. But I haven't heard from her in a long time, so I wonder how she's doing.
And actually, you used to dance for Technicrew too, right?
Oh,
And so,
Technicrew,
yeah, so
yeah.
that's a long time ago. See, so that's what we way back when and dance and it's because they were the brothers and then we had the like a dance and we had dance perform. So we go way back. So yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We'd do these events for iNight. He was the DJ, and Technicrew. So we'd go out there and perform. And I still have some videos somewhere on my 8mm camera somewhere.
Nice.
But the audio's not working. But they have a part where we're doing the dancing, but it's in fast motion. So it looks kind of funny. But
Hey man, you should do that. Let's get it, and we'll put our own dialogue in it. We'll put you can put your own voice. So you do voiceover, so you can do that. Oh, by the way, people, he's a voice. He does voice.
Yeah,
he's an
I'm just
actor.
gonna
He's
be
an actor
starting.
and does voice.
I haven't started auditioning yet, but I got a demo and stuff, and that's what I
Nice.
really want to go. So when I can't get up and down the stairs to my apartment, at least I have maybe a career to fall back on. I
Heck
can just
yeah.
use my voice and make money, and
Hell yeah.
and do what Mott's is doing. Network with people and do different things that way. That industry has a lot of different avenues. They have
Yeah, that's great.
audiobooks and
Mhm.
Yeah,
anime
definitely.
and video
Animation.
games and
Video
all
games,
kinds of
definitely.
things. Yeah.
Well, and there's some things that
You got any voices you want to break out?
No, I was trying to work on my Barry White, but I was trying to do. I'm not like Robin Williams where I can do all these characters and stuff, but I need to work on that. But I was trying to talk, real low,
Yeah.
Start talking low.
How low can you go?
I think it's about low. I
Can
can
you
show
take
you
it down
it's
low?
about low.
Still working on that
All the
part.
way to the flow.
Yeah.
Can you bring it to the top?
Yeah.
Like you never stop.
Yeah, so you just got to practice it,
So you said you're doing your voice and your tapes right now. You've acted before in some parts and some shows and
Yeah, I've done some
things,
local
right?
stuff, like some background, like when they had the yearly event for the Sacramento Film Festival. They'd have different directors and writers and stuff, and they were looking for actors. So I've done some background work for that. I've got a couple of principal parts in that. They were just little short films, and the last film I did was probably going on 10 years ago. He's still Brian Bacher is still working on it because he's an independent film, so that means there's no budget.
Nobody-
Mhm.
yeah,
He's
it
doing
takes a long
everything
time.
himself, all the
Takes a
editing, the
long
music,
time.
everything.
That takes a long
But he
time.
said he's going to get it done, and so I did my part in there. The part is that I did is he changed it to Psycho Daddy. That's who I play, and but it started at I was bum number 1 in the beginning, but now it's
You
Psycho
got
Daddy.
upgraded.
So now the part is this psychotic asshole that follows the lead character is always causing trouble through the rest of the whole movie. I'm antagonist in the whole movie.
Fun.
He keeps running into me, and
Okay.
I'm just this stupid guy.
That sounds fun.
But it was a lot of fun.
Oh man, that sounds like fun.
doing it, and I got to, I really only had a small part in the very beginning, but I guess he liked my work ethic and everything, and so he ended up creating even more lines in the film for me. So
Nice.
that's the last thing I did. I've done some background in some major films.
Okay. I know
I
you have. That's what I'm trying to
yeah.
get you telling people.
Yeah,
You've been coy with us now.
I did Scorpion King. We were
Oh.
down at Universal Studios for 3 days. Me and there's a small group of actors went down there. We did the background. I was one of the Nemnon soldiers in the group, and so we shot down there. We got to see them do the explosions and blow people up, and we were down there for 3 days doing that. I have some photos that we did there. We weren't supposed to, but we did, and everybody was doing it anyway on the set. And so
Hey, gotta get your memory Cape seat too.
And so we did that. That was a lot of fun. Of course, I looked for myself in the movie. Of course, I couldn't find myself because I was one of the shorter guys in there. And so that happens a lot. Sometimes you do background,
Yeah.
and you don't end up in the final cut. And so I was able to be a part of American Me back in the day with
Okay.
Edward James Olmos. We got
All
to
right.
film at Folsom Prison.
Oh, how was that?
Oh, that was pretty cool. I was trying to be all bad in the mirror, practice my being bad and have my bad walk down. And they put me in the Mexican mafia because I'm black, but I look more Hispanic.
Yes.
So they put me. So I was on one of the top tiers, walking towards. It's a scene where they're doing the the prison gangs are facing each other. The black
Mhm.
gang and the Hispanic gang. They're doing a face off. So I'm on the top tier, walking towards. We're getting ready to do the confrontation. Of course, I look for myself in the final cut. I'm not in there either. But my friend Janelle is. He was in the black prison gang, and you could see him and my other friend Les, we used to model with. He's in the and you could see them clearly in the film. I was like, well, at least they made it, you know.
Yeah, hey, but at least you get your name. You did it, and you got paid, and you got the chance to experience. That's more than a lot of people.
And the top of it was Edward James almost came by and shook all of our hands and said, we couldn't do this film without you guys.
Well, that's awesome.
But they took all the regular prisoners out of there.
Oh, I hope so.
And they put the actors in there, and they made sure that, hey, make sure you have your ID with you at all times, because if you don't, then they got to figure out if you're a real prisoner or you're an actor.
And you might be there for some days. They
Yeah.
figure that out. You got to get your
figure it out.
fingerprints. You got a fingerprint and go all that. Yeah. Oh man, that would not be cool.
So I get to go in the cell and see how small the cells really are. I was like, can't believe that 2 people fit in this cell. And I'm a little person, and it was small, so I can imagine somebody that lifted weights and was all
2 big old guys. Right.
Yeah, big guys in the same
over 6
cell.
foot, 6'2",
Yeah.
250 pounds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that would be crazy. But that, you know, those are things I did on the side. You know, I had, you know, my regular jobs working at the county or the state, or, you know, I've had a lot of different jobs, and so I did that on the side just for fun, you know.
Sure.
And even if I wasn't getting paid for some of them, you know, it was something to do. I kind of like getting into that aspect of thing, helping people out, and, you know, that's a good way to network too.
Definitely.
And I'm glad you just said that. How, with somebody who's looking up now, coming up, who wanted to get into like dance, who wanted to get into like drumming, who wanted to get into acting, how would you encourage them to do that walk? And if they didn't know anything about it, but they were talented, uber talented, and they just didn't have an avenue, what would you suggest to them? How to start doing something like that, like yourself, or young you?
Well, I think nowadays, you know, a good way to get started is joining up with a casting agency.
Okay.
And, you know, of course, if you don't have any experience, you know, you can still do auditions and stuff. You just got to sign up for these websites. Like they had one, the SF Casting in San Francisco. They have some different casting agencies. And sometimes they have these movies where they're looking for background. Mm-hmm. And so when you do that, you end up meeting people that are doing other things.
Yeah, okay.
So, you know, so
networking.
Yeah, always. Networking. And, you know, I went to Burning Man in 2010.
Okay. I've never been there.
At Burning Man, there's people from all over the world that come to Burning Man, and a lot of talented people. Sometimes people would get together, and one guy plays the guitar, and one girl sings, and they would just start jamming at Burning Man. They would just, you know, impromptu and just start, you know,
like a jam session.
Yeah, have a jam session,
That's
and they're just talented people get together. And see, that's a way that you can network too, because you'll be like, well, where do you live, and, you know, all that. You know, you stay in touch with you, and now with the social network, you can do that. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can still stay in touch, which is good.
Yeah, it's great.
You know, that's good nowadays.
Great. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
No, I was that's important, because and then which is also the transition now, the kind of work that you do now, you're helping people again, which is great.
Yeah.
You've always been helping people. You're always helping. You're always like. Which is what you do, so which is a good thing. How your experiences, all your experiences now, you like from military, personal, and what you're doing now, working with people and helping people. Out of all those, all the things you've ever done, what would you say the most satisfying thing out of all that?
Well, it's kind of a mixture. Like when I was working with the county, with the International Fair and the Forum for People of Color, I really liked that. I ended up becoming the vice president of that, you know, and my supervisor Deborah, she was the president, and we really it started to outgrow that little spot at 8th and I Street,
right?
And we were trying to look to get into Cesar Chavez, but it's a lot more money involved, permits, and insurance, all of that kind to have it there,
and
but
funding too.
Yeah, so that was the last one we had was in 2008, and that's when the economy kind of tanked a little bit, and so the city of Sacramento and different entities weren't able to help us because everybody was, you know, the economy was going bad at that time. So that was our last international fair, unfortunately. But I like doing that aspect of it. I still like helping people. Even the other day, I was down by the pool. I ran into this guy. I thought he was somebody else. I thought he was another guy that was there with his kids, but it was actually somebody else. And he's actually from Afghanistan. Okay. And we just started talking, and he told me, He used to be a general,
Okay.
and he's starting from scratch now.
Wow.
He used to be a general in Afghanistan, and he used to help our military over there. But now I gave him the word start from scratch. I told him that's the expression we use in America when you
Start
have to
over.
start
Start
from
over.
zero
Yeah,
again.
zero
You have to
again.
start
Yep.
all over.
Yeah.
He go, oh, start from scratch. I said, yeah, you're starting from scratch again. And so I said, I have some, information I can give to you, some resources, because he was trying to get a job. I guess a lot of people work at Apple over there in Laguna. There's a lot of diversity there. A lot of people from all kinds of different countries over there. It's a good place for him to network too once he gets in there.
Okay.
So I gave him some. So for some reason, because I was a military brat, I like helping people, especially from different countries. I mean, it's already a struggle here being an American sometimes, but I can't even imagine coming from a different country and not even knowing the culture and starting from scratch.
Right. Trying to
Yeah.
fit in.
And the language and
Right.
everything.
And you got to compete with the jobs and compete with
jobs,
everybody.
everything,
Yeah.
and not knowing anybody. So
Right.
I don't know. I guess I always
Okay.
reach out.
Yeah.
I always try to reach out, and if I can be of help to somebody, I'm very to myself when I'm out in public. But once I start talking to people, find out we have a lot in common,
Right.
and that's kind of how you network. Because
Right.
there's always somebody that might have something in common. If they may look different from you, you might have something in common with that person once you start talking to them.
Right.
Absolutely.
Your struggle might be the same struggle, and that's how you help people.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's great.
That is great. And his daughter is a successful author. She wrote a book, and we interviewed her, Dr. Johnson.
Yeah.
So shout out to her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I got to give her a shout out. Can't say that, and that wouldn't
Yep.
that wouldn't be right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my daughter Josiara, she just started her own business out in Folsom with PetSmart. She wrote her own first children's book. It's supposed to be the first of a series, and she's raising two little girls with her husband, and so she's really busy with being a mom and trying to run a business.
Yes.
And so
We
I
know.
bet.
Shout out to her. Shout out, and we
Yeah.
appreciate that. Dr.
Super
Johnson.
mom.
and she's
Super
still
mom.
in her 30s, so
Yeah,
I
so-
say you're doing all the right things.
Oh,
so
yeah,
just
definitely.
keep hanging in there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So you got all these talents. So tell the people like what you're doing now and how like some of the things you're doing now. What's important to you right now when you're trying to
Since I've had a lot of different jobs, I've worked in an electronics company. I was working at Intel and NEC Electronics. I've done semiconductor industry. I've worked those kind of jobs, but I don't want to. I don't want to really work the 12-hour shifts anymore. I did at Amazon for like 2 weeks. That was
Oh man.
we
that
got a
was
buddy.
strenuous. Whew, okay.
Shout out JB. You know who I know, Jay Bryson. Shout out. As we were saying before, you got all your stuff you've been doing. Tell the people about what's important to you now. What you're doing now.
Well, where I'm working now, because I've had a lot of different jobs. I worked for the post office. I've worked with Amazon. I worked with the state. I worked with the county. And now, since I'm getting older and my body's feeling it more, especially when I was working at Amazon, I was so tired from when I was working there. I just wanted something that maybe just part time. And so I'm a dishwasher / culinary assistant at ACC Senior Services.
Nice.
I just wanted
Shut
to
up.
do something different. When I went for my interview, they said, "Well, you have all these different skills. So why would you want to work here?" And I said, "I just want to do something different. I don't want to work the 12 hours. I don't want to do shift work. I've done all that before. I just want to do something different." And then I want to deal with the senior residents, because I took care of my mom before she passed in 2016 for like 8 years. So I thought it'd be something new for me and to interact with the seniors and stuff. And so that's what I get to do now. So, I work from
Shout out Mama Johnson, by the way, too.
I work from like 5:30 in the morning to 11. I get off at 11. My day is done, but that whole time I'm washing dishes. I'm on my feet, so I really feel it when I get back.
Right.
But the benefits of that is I get to interact with the seniors there,
Nice.
and I get to see the next phase maybe of my life.
Right.
What it could be. I mean, I can't afford to stay in one of those facilities because they're very expensive. They're like $3,300 to $5,500 a month. But they have assisted living. They have memory care. They have So I get to serve breakfast to them. I get to start to know some of the seniors that are working there. Some of them really have good senses of humor.
Definitely.
They see me hustling in there because I never done anything like this before, and my memory is short. And so after repetition, I start getting things, and the people see me hustling, and sometimes they say, thank you. We see you hustling in there, and I was like, yeah, I just all I can do is just try to hustle, get you guys what you want. Just let me know what you need, and I'm kind of like that. So we have the dining room area, and then we have another section called memory care, where the residents are dealing with probably Alzheimer's and dementia and things like that. So you get to see that aspect of life, and that's what kind of prepares me, because I'm okay right now, but it may not always be like that. Yeah. And so you kind of wonder what people do with themselves if they can't afford $3,000 a month.
Right.
Where do they go? Where do those people go? Or
That's a good question.
Yeah, and I think they need to have more programs because the seniors need us.
Yep.
When you get in your later days, you're going to need help eventually, and hopefully
I know you look at me. I know I'm close. I know. I know
we're not
I'm
that
close.
close.
You know what I'm saying?
I've had residents. There's one lady. She's such a sweet old lady. She was nonverbal, but every time I'd see her, her name was Mickey. I said, "Good morning, Mickey," and she'd have a smile on her face because she always knew that I would greet her and make sure that she has her food and stuff.
No, that's cool.
But she was nonverbal, but you could just tell by her eyes and her smile, that she was glad to see you. But she passed away some months ago now. She was 102.
Wow.
And I'm thinking,
yeah, that's amazing.
I have some time left if I'm going to live to
Exactly.
102. Just think how many stories I might have by the time I'm 102 years old.
Man, yeah.
Or how many stories they've had and what
You've
have
seen a
they
lot.
been through in life.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of the there's a lot of Asian residents there. They were there when they moved all the Asian Americans, the Japanese Americans
in the concentration camps.
to internment camps.
The camps,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. So right now, one of the ladies, she told me she wrote a book. Her name is Toshi, and she said her title of her book is "I Left My Appendix in Marysville." So I'm reading that right now.
Wow.
And it's because she went.
That's cool.
She was when they were shipping everybody to the internment camps. She had an appendix issue where she needed surgery,
Wow.
and so she was wondering why her mom never came to visit her.
Okay.
And it was because they had moved all her family to the internment camp. So she was the only one left in the hospital at that time. And so when she did finally get better from the surgery and everything, the soldiers came and got her and moved her to internment camps.
Wow.
But she has a book, so I'm reading it now. It's easy reading for me. I want to read all these other different books too, but hers is easy reading. I'm still about halfway through it right now. But it's about her life and her growing up and things like that. It's really interesting. And she's just one of the residents there. I can imagine the stories of all the seniors there, what their lives are. Everybody has a different journey.
Oh yeah.
You don't know what they've been through, where they were or anything. And I think Toshi would be a good person to interview, like, months when you get a chance. And so we're working on that.
Yeah, we are working on that.
too.
Yeah, definitely.
Because Toshi's book is really interesting. Some of the stuff she's going through, or has been through, and some of the connections she's had. She's even had some Hollywood connections.
Nice.
That I'm finding out about. I was like, wow, that's really interesting. So it's
That's
small
amazing.
world.
Yeah, it's a small world. See, look, a lot of people. You guys don't know. He's met a lot of amazing people too throughout his travels. He's being a little coy now. He's not going to tell you. He's a little humble right now, but he's going to tell you all the people that he's actually encountered and met from the years and over the years.
Yeah,
so.
like met Mott's, man. That was one of the
No,
most
not me. Not me.
Well, we appreciate you
Yeah,
coming
definitely,
on, man.
Yeah.
We appreciate you. And tell the people, do you have anything out there social where people can actually get a hold of you, or if they want?
I'm just on Facebook right now.
Okay.
But once I start actually doing my voiceover, I probably have to get an Instagram account and start really getting out there. But I'm a little shy. I'm not confident maybe like I want to. I've been procrastinating for like forever, but the time is coming.
Get it.
Okay. So we'll put an Instagram. We'll have one after this. We're gonna start an Instagram page for him and his Facebook and site. So y'all have it. We'll put that on there for you guys, and you guys will be able to reach him along with the. And he's single, so for the ladies who want to reach out to,
Holla.
No. All right, now we do appreciate you coming out, man. Thank you
guys
so
for
much,
having me.
and definitely.
Peace, y'all.
We're out of here. You're into the zone. We're out.
That was Edwin Johnson. And now, Chili's tribute song to his buddy, Remembering Phil.
Those you left behind will always remind me of your face. Midnight came at noon. Now the sun won't ever shine. Heart sink like an anchor when I first heard the news. Life is so fragile. Why'd it take this for me to learn not to abuse? I couldn't take the sound of the dirt dropping on your casket. It's too much to bear. Life's so unfair. And where was the rain? It was too sunny for a dark day. Why didn't the sky cry for you? I can't delete your number in my phone. It's the worst feeling that I've ever known. And for the three-headed dog, I'll play this melody. I'll be Orpheus and try to take you home with me. I couldn't take the sound of the dirt dropping on your casket. It's too much to bear. Life's so unfair. And where was the rain? It was too sunny for a dark day. Why didn't the sky cry for you? September 15th, 2009. A date that will live in infamy for the rest of my time. There's not a night that my eyes stay dry. My bed's no longer for sleeping. I lay awake and cry. What are eyes that never been? You were not just my friend, you were my kin. And blessed be He above all blessings and hymns. Help me understand why you had to take Him. I couldn't take the sound of the dirt dropping on your casket. It's too much to bear. Life's so unfair. And where was the rain? It was too sunny for a dark day. Why didn't the sky cry for you?
That was Remembering Phil. Stay tuned for Venus Heard after this.